Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, I am finally back and better. I was sick for I felt like almost a month. It was just really crazy. But yeah, finally better now. Went to VidCon as soon as I got better and just kept the ball rolling. A lot of reviews coming out. Tomorrow is going to be, well actually, it has to be approved. So tomorrow or Tuesday will be a soundbar review. Then we have a 3D tablet coming up, plus some of the newest products such as the Asus Ally, the Pixel tablet, and a lot of others coming in, including the Razer Plus. So a lot of content coming shortly now that I can finally talk without coughing. So now that that's being said, let's get to it. And the first bit of news is we finally get to see the Samsung Galaxy Z5. I still hate calling it that, just call it the Galaxy Flip 5, it's so much better. But it has been seen in the wild, and this is what you call a, what do they call these phones again? I always forget it. It's like a brick phone, or it's basically like a trial phone that's supposed to hide the majority of the phone, but so that people can use it out in the open, so that you hopefully won't know what it is. However, with this kind of design, it's fairly obvious on what it is. So I'm really happy with this. It's not as big of a screen as the new Razer Plus that Moto just came out with, but because it is Samsung, it's bound to get probably even more attention. So definitely excited for this one. Out of the two foldable phones coming from Samsung this year, I'm more excited for this by far than the Fold, just because the Fold really isn't getting that much of an upgrade. I'm not too excited for it, quite frankly, and I just don't know how I'll feel about it in the end, in terms of it. But yeah, really just a fun first look at it, but very curious to see how it'll turn out in the end. Alright, then we're also finding out more about the Galaxy Tab S9, and guys, the rumor is big on this one. 5, count them, 5 Galaxy Tab S9s, including one variant we've never gotten. So we've definitely gotten 3 before, and even a 4th one from every 2 to 3 years. But the big ones that we're getting, of course, are the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, Tab S9 Plus, and my personal favorite, the one that I really fell in love with the Tab S8, is this big one over here, the Tab S9 Ultra. Now, this is a real device that I have fallen in love with the Ultra because it's such a big tablet. It's over 10-hour battery life, and it's the best multimedia device on the planet, in my opinion. If you just want to watch and consume content, there is no better product, period, than that device, just because it's an OLED display with an insane amount of brightness and an insane amount of battery life, and it's ultra light and ultra thin, so it just kind of ticks every single box. There is no better tablet I would recommend for you to take on a plane than this tablet. So there's all that, but then this time around we are not only getting rumored to be getting a Tab S9 FE, which again we don't always get, but we're rumored to be getting a Tab S9 FE Plus as well. So that is kind of news. It definitely does not happen ever. It's never happened before, but I'm very curious to see how this will turn out. Is it just going to be a slightly bigger version, like the FE could be a 11-inch or 12-inch model, and maybe even an FE Plus could be the same as the Ultra, giving you that 14.6-inch display, but at a smaller, maybe it's an LED instead of an OLED, or maybe it's something different, but I'm very curious to see what we get here. It is said though that these tablets are going to come out in 2 different sets of tiers. So the Tab S9 and everything like that will come out along with the foldable, so it's going to come out, the announcement should be in at the end of July and be coming out within the month after. But then the FE series won't be coming out till about 2 months later. So essentially, instead of coming out in August, you're going to be getting it probably in October, right before the holiday season, maybe the end of October, maybe the beginning of November. So you're right in time for that holiday season, and very curious to see how that will go. Let me know, what are you guys interested in? Are you guys interested in any of these new tablets coming out? As I said before, I don't know if I'm going to upgrade to the Tab S9 Ultra just because the Tab S8 Ultra is so perfect. I really don't get excited by something like, oh, this tablet has, a better processor, because I don't need my tablet for that purpose. However, I'm very curious how possibly the Tab S9 FE will compare to the Pixel tablet. That is a very curiosity, because this tablet is better than an iPad in a lot of ways, and I can't wait for you guys to see that video, because that is the name of it, why this is a better tablet than the iPad. So yeah, very, very excited about that one. All right, now let's get to some other news. And this one had a lot of influencers' jaws dropping this week. The OnePlus V foldable concept. Now, this is basically based off of the N2 from Oppo and from Vivo, basically redesigns of those. But still, this is something to be very, very interested in, because of the fact that the design looks so good that it could be OnePlus's big launch in a long time. I mean, look, I've been using the OnePlus 11 for a little while now, and I finally stopped daily driving it. Now I have moved back to the Pixel 7 Pro for about a week or so until I get the Pixel Fold, and then I'll be moving on to that one. But really, it's just been like, the OnePlus was a good overall phone, great standby time. Like, it is better than the Pixel, than Sony, than the Galaxy A54 at standby time. The OnePlus 11, man, would that just sit battery when I wasn't using it. As a secondary phone, I could go on for easily 2 to 3 days without charging it. So standby time on that device was great. I was really impressed just how good it was, really. But one thing I will say is that they just haven't made a splash in a while, and I think this could help them. I feel like they've even lost some of their cool factor from their old CEO starting Nothing Phone, and Nothing Phone 2 is getting a lot of attention. We'll get to that phone later in a second. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally love the leather backing. That is one thing that definitely stood out to me with this one. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to have a pen, so it's, won't have that aspect of it. But it looks kind of an in-between the Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Fold we'll be getting, as a little bit wider than the Samsung phone and not as short as the Pixel phone. By the way, I do want to show you something, because I did get the Pixel Fold case in, and it kind of blew me away. So I'm gonna talk about that after the news. Then prices for the Nothing Phone 2 might have just leaked in Europe. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nothing is actually very big in France. They really went for like a cosmetic look to it to really stand out in terms of just its design and everything. So they're really big actually in parts of Europe, especially in France. They're in boutique stores, basically. They want to be a fashion product more than anything else. So that being said, it was very interesting that it actually might have leaked its prices. As a flagship phone, it would start at $800. So that's pretty interesting. It's going to line up under the Pixel 7 Pro. It's more in line, lower than the S23 and the iPhone, but really more in line with such as things as like the as the regular S23 model, coming in at $799, about the same price as this one, and more of a Pixel 7 Pro, or Pixel 7 instead of a 7 Pro. So very curious to see how this will play out. I don't know if that price is quite enough, to be honest. I think that they should have gone for $100 cheaper. But I get it. It's a very, hard thing to do overall. Always planning out like how much can I make this phone, make it profitable, make it good. It's always a toss up. But let me know what you guys think. Very curious on your guys' thoughts for it. I think going from, the $400 to $500 price point to an $800 price point, I get you're getting higher specs, but I think they should have, gone up a little bit, not that much. I think 600, 700 is where they should have stayed. I think 800 is a little bit overreaching, but we'll have to wait and see. I have not actually tested out the Nothing phones yet. I have been pleasantly surprised with the Nothing earbuds. I used those for like a month and still gonna do probably like a YouTube short on this one. But overall, I really did like these. The design is obviously the biggest part about them that I think really stands out with them. That it just is a very unique design. And yeah, let me know if you guys do want to see a full review or just like a YouTube short telling you good, bad, and does it pass Starbucks. Let me know. All right. Then we get to the Pixel 8. This is a really heavy news week. Sorry, guys. Maybe it's just because I was gone for 2 weeks, essentially, with just not feeling well. But yeah, we had a lot announcements. So the next thing is going to be the 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 colors of the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro that have been seemingly confirmed. It looks like we are getting a black, a white, a green, and a pink, or pinkish black shade, white, I forget what they call it, like bright white or whatever, bright white haze or some of that, and jade is more of a bluish green. But yeah, so these are the colors we are going to be getting for these phones. We'll have to wait and see how they go, but I'm fine with it. I got my jade, that's all I really care about. And again, I thought the pixels really did look good, so nothing bad about it here. All right. Then I thought that this is an important thing to know about just because we haven't talked about 5G in a long time, but this is going to be more and more impactful to anyone that is flying because of what we talked about for a while now. So starting July 1st, there are going to be some changes that will essentially should be completed by February 2024. So what this is basically, let me explain it. So first of all, I think to explain this, we have to go back to what 5G is and what the 3 different bands are for 5G. There's low band, mid band, and high band. And T-Mobile, I think, is still the only carrier currently with all 3 actually launched, as where AT&T and Verizon will be launching some of the others soon. So, low band 5G is what T-Mobile started with. Low band is essentially not that much faster than 4G, sometimes even slower than certain 4G else out there, but what it was really good at is staying consistent. The reason why T-Mobile launched a nationwide 5G that was fairly easily to present as nationwide 5G is because it was very easy because it was low band. It was basically built on top of the 4G towers, or retrofitted more so. And the idea was behind it that it was so good at staying consistent connection. My first experience with this was when I drove from Los Angeles to Vegas. I did not cut out 5G once during that entire trip. Whereas when I was on 4G LTE, plenty of times I used to cut out for 5-10 minutes here and there, but 5G I never did cut out, so that was a big change once the low band started. Then you have high band, which is what AT&T and Verizon especially went with. Verizon was the big pioneer of high band 5G. Now, high band 5G is true 5G. So low band 5G will get you at most 100 megabits per second on average. Maybe you can reach some with 150, but really 100 megabits per second is where you're kind of staying at with low band 5G. High band 5G can get a gig. plus. So you can literally get anywhere between a gig and 2 gigs of downloadable and uploadable speed really fast, faster than almost everyone's internet at home that is watching this right now, and almost anyone in the nation, really. Definitely more than half of the population does not have that kind of speed of internet. One big problem with high band 5G, though. High band 5G pretty much has to have, for the most part, line of sight, which means it doesn't work in the rain. Which means if you have two people right here. Say my head is a 5G tower and this is the phone. Well, this little sheet of paper blocked it. Yeah, this thin paper blocked it. So that is the difference and how weak of a pass-through that high band 5G has. So just like Goldilocks, there is a just right, and that is mid-band 5G. Mid-band 5G gets you anywhere between 150 to 400 megabits per second. Again, faster than most people have, especially for upload speeds in the nation, and very much so faster than any LTE connection has ever gotten. So that being said, the reason why mid-band has taken so long, and while Sprint was the only one that started off with that, and while AT&T and Verizon are going to be starting February 2024 on theirs, there is a situation with it, and that is our airlines and airplanes, namely the odometers, the altimeter, use mid-band 5G. As well as a few military ones, but military has pretty much gotten off of the mid-band now. They're on another band that's different frequency. But because of this, there will legit be a change that, again, has been delayed. Verizon and AT&T delayed theirs till February 2024, but T-Mobile was obviously already active because of Sprint. So, what can happen is, depending on the frequencies and everything about this, this will start to create some delays. Although airlines were supposed to have this at least retrofitted by July 1st, it seems almost none of them have. JetBlue doesn't. Delta, the biggest one, won't have it. They have basically said they will not have theirs ready. Basically, if they're newer ones, a certain type of jet, A220 jets, those ones are still using the old ones. Which Delta, out of their 900 aircrafts, 190 are still using the old one. JetBlue has 17 of theirs. So what this means for us everyday people is that we're going to start to see more and more delays on airlines for these ones until they get retrofitted for 5G, or until it's safe for them to do it, for them to use these ones again. Like, there will literally be planes grounded. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Starting July 1st, so a week. Not even a week. We have when is July 1st? This Saturday. So this Saturday. So yeah. If you start seeing and people are complaining about delays in airplanes, you can actually give them the answer. Well, it's because they knew this date was coming, and they have not yet prepared for it. I don't know if there's going to be any change, government-wise or anything like that, to try to slow this process down, but it's happening. So hopefully it will change, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, and then we have the last topic, And this one kind of threw me off, and maybe, I've just had Samsung as one of my main phones for so long. I didn't know phones didn't do this. Apparently, now Androids have fallen suit on having a USB out, which I thought they did. Not everyone had DeX, but I thought, you at least had USB out to connect to a TV so you can see, whatever directly, besides having, Chromecast or anything like that, because obviously Direct is still a better connection than any Chromecast will ever be. It turns out that, no, the Pixel 7s, my Pixel 7 that I have in the other room, no, they're not. They're not compatible with that. So, but the light at the end of the tunnel is that it looks like the Pixel 8s will be. I think this is really important. I think this should have happened a long time ago, to be honest. That should be a standard across the board. Every phone should have USB Type-C out so that you can connect to USB Type-C to HDMI. So you can automatically just have a pure, great connection connected to a TV if you ever need to when traveling specifically. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that continues or how does that go. But I think that's a big thing that I know I would love to see be kind of standardized and should not take this much to do. But those are my thoughts, guys, and that is the news. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on all the articles and which one stood out to you the most. I would love to know. All right, now I'm going to take a sip of water before I get started with the questions. If you guys have any questions in the comment section down below, though, start asking and I will answer them before the end of the show. All right, now before we get started with it, I did allude to something that I was really shocked, and I'm going to show you guys. And I really there's one thing to see pictures, and I just don't know if I didn't grasp just how different this is. Okay, so this is the Galaxy Fold 4, right? The current flagship for Samsung in terms of a foldable. This is it. I just got the case for the Google Pixel Fold, and wow. Wow. This is trippy how short this phone is. I don't know if I just didn't grasp it. This is extremely short. Very, very short. Very short. I'm very, very surprised by this, of how short this phone is. And, let me know what you guys think. I was just seeing this. It was something that was just I can't remember the last time I've ever used a phone this short. Ever. This has to be I don't know, Note 3 days, it's so short. It's so short. I just don't know. Let me know what you guys think. This is just wow to me. This is the size of the Pixel Fold. That is so small. That is look at my hand around this thing. It's so interesting to me. I'm so I cannot wait. This is my most anticipated phone of the year. I didn't expect it to be this short. Let me know if I'm exaggerating. Let me know if you're surprised by the size of this, but this is so small. So small. And yeah, I just the difference is insane in terms of how much taller, but also again how much narrower. It is just so much wider than the Fold that it just. Let me know. I just, this is it. This is the size. That's what she said. Sorry, I just saw one of the comments. That's what she said. Longer and thinner, wider and shorter. But yeah, very, very. It surprised me. Like when I. Now that's what she said. You gotta get me. When I put it in my hand, I was just like, wow, that is just so short that it was just like, man, I was very surprised. All right, guys. Now let's get to your questions. And yay! Thank you, Quiet Storm, for posting a video. If you ever wanted to see me build a computer, which I've done plenty of times in my life, you can actually check me out on Asus's YouTube channel right now, the Asus Garage Episode 1. I built one with a colleague of mine. He is into gaming, so we built him literally probably the top of the line gaming PC you can build on the market right now. This is what $4,000 or $5,000 will get you with a gaming PC. Just the top of the line specs from Asus, which is the highest end probably brand when it comes to PC gaming. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Really fun. Give a like, comment. Hey, we want to have the YouTube Tech Guy back, because I'm not in the next 2 episodes, but maybe I'll be in the 4th. We'll see. Depends on you guys. All right. Glad to hear you're doing better. Yes. Not prototype. There is a name for it. It's like a black box phone. It's something like in terms of that where it's supposed to be you cannot tell what the phone is. And that's the whole concept behind it. But yeah, I forget exactly what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and see. Lately, most movies look so much better in 4K Blu-ray than in streaming service. No compression, any high, but rates, especially the high-end audio and surround system. It's funny because the next video I have coming up is a soundbar that had Dolby Atmos. It was so great to hear what just a soundbar could do with Dolby Atmos. I still don't have a full Dolby Atmos surround sound system. That is one thing that I'm looking forward to, possibly with another, a hopefully coming soon review. But yeah, that is one that I am just so ecstatic for to share with you guys, just because it really is something that's very cool that I wanted to test out for a while, and now I finally get to. By the way, there will be a giveaway with that one, if I'm not mistaken, so that will be something as well. Let's see. But yeah, no, it's funny that people still, don't know that, Blu-ray was way better than any streaming service. And that was 1080p. Blu-ray was 1080p, and it was better than any streaming service because the compression rate was so much better. And the amount of data in audio and video quality was just so well done. That, yeah, I was very curious to see how it would go, but streaming services still aren't there yet in the quality difference. That if you do have physical media, it is going to look way better. And if you have a 4K Blu-ray, Ultra HD Blu-ray is typically, I think, what it's called. That one is far, far better than anything you would see on your TV otherwise. It's just we have, as a society, effectively said, we'll take, streaming instead of physical media because of the convenience. But there is really a big difference in that. It was kind of like before we had high fidelity audio for digital, that a record was always better. And some people still will say records are better. But the compression rate on audio was nowhere near for the longest time. So it's really kind of curious to see how that would go. Watch AEW Forbidden Door, catch the replay. Honestly, the only match I'm really interested in that is Daniel Bryanson versus the Rainmaker. That's the only match I'm interested in. None of the others interested me. I'm not that interested in AEW as of right now. That's just me. Rather prefer WWE when it comes to wrestling. Let's see. Ooh, nothing earbuds short would be neat. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing some of those. I'm trying to do some more shorts, and I do have a fun idea for a short series that it will be coming soon. It's just I'm gonna have to film like 5 of them in a day, so I'm building it all up and thinking about what I want to say. But it should be a fun series that I think you guys will love. If you've been a fan of my channel for a long time, that you'll love this new short series for sure. Fascinating that's going to be interesting with the playing experience. Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested because this is July 1st when this is going to be implemented. And lo and behold, I'm going on a trip at the end of July. I want to say July 28th or 27th, I think is when I leave. So that is going to be when I go on my trip. So very curious to see how that will go for sure. Isn't it also missing on the OnePlus 11? I lent my OnePlus 11 to another influencer, so I will have to see when I get it back. But that is very curious, because if that's just always missing and I never noticed it, that is a real big reason why I would recommend Samsung. I will say that TCL has always been really good about having that, so kudos to them, because they even have it on their $250 phone, so that is very impressive. I saw the article that the EU passed a bill to bring back removable batteries. So yeah, that passed, I want to say, a little while ago, or it had at least been proposed a little while ago. I think, I don't know how that will be received, just because of the fact that the entire industry has left that. With Apple moving to Type-C, it made sense. Consumers could benefit from it and everything like that. But to do this, it would make the entire industry have to change what they're doing. I just don't see it going through. I can see it having a caveat, like maybe manufacturers have to replace the battery free of cost in Europe for X, Y, and Z, or something like that. That I could see being a kind of, 1A column C Article 2 of a bill. If removable batteries cannot be obtained, then you must replace batteries for up to 2 years, free of charge for consumers, yada, yada, yada. I could see that happening. And every manufacturer would opt to do that instead, because it's way less cost. It is a little short, maybe S5 short. It just so small, really, it's so cute. Should allow apps to run over other apps. Everyday message pop-up on my phone, can't get it to stop. Oh, should you allow apps to run over other apps? I typically don't, unless it's something that I'm okay with doing that, which isn't many. It has to be very specific that I'm okay with that happening. But no, otherwise I wouldn't allow apps to run over other apps. What message pop-up are you getting that you cannot stop? Definitely would love to know. Size does matter, Terrell. What do you think of the bill the EU is bringing back removable batteries on devices that hit the US? Again, I don't see that going through and not being appealed, and the EU can only reach so far to the point of. So here's the thing. It all depends on if it's effective, right? Because the EU can get to the point where they don't get any of these phones, and that would be catastrophic for them. So what happens is this, right? A company like Apple, let's take Apple, because they had to do this for the USB-C coming up in their next iPhone. Apple has to weigh all the money they got from Lightning, right? All the money they got from Lightning, which was millions and millions. I don't know if billions per se, but definitely millions, hundreds of millions every year. That basically, okay, Apple would have to say, like, okay, how much are we getting from Lightning, accessories? Because you have to be Apple certified, and basically, there's ways around it, but they were getting a lot of money for their certification because it was a proprietary cord, and to use or to get the Lightning Lightning, some Lightning certification. I forgot what it was called. It's been a while, but to get that, you had to pay Apple, essentially, for every one of these accessories sold. So that was a lot of money. So Apple had to think, especially when they're not the ones that manufacture the product. Let's not forget, Apple does not manufacture any of their products, just to be clear. They would have to see, right, okay, if we have Foxconn either stop manufacturing iPhones, or maybe one plant manufacture iPhones with just a USB Type-C cable, what is the cost of that? How much is that going to mess up our supply chain? And does it outweigh not having a Lightning connector? So, what the end result of that for Apple was, it was more cost effective to just have USB Type-C across the board, right? Now, having every phone be redesigned to have a removable battery is a much higher cost, because you're not talking about one connection in one part of the phone. You are talking about redesigning the entire phone to have a removable battery. And what constitutes a removable battery? Technically, every smartphone has a removable battery if you open it up, if you know how. If you're a technician, all of the batteries can be removed. A lot of legal stuff involved with this, and a way higher cost of redesigning the entire phone moving forward just to be in Europe. Maybe Europe doesn't get any of the flagship phones anymore. Maybe Europe gets a, whatever phone. Samsung, for instance, could say, you don't get the, S40 or whatever. Or, sorry, we're on 23. So you don't get the S25, right? No, Europe, you're going to get the S25 FE, which is a cheaper version of the S25. Forget the Plus and the Ultra. You just get this one that does have a removable battery that we designed specifically for Europe, and that's it. That's also Samsung, who does manufacture almost every one of their components, so it's more cost effective for them. Companies from Huawei to Vivo to Oppo do not manufacture 100% of their stuff and do get a lot of their components elsewhere. Samsung does as well, but they're just probably the least amount that does. So that's what goes into all of this. So yeah. Let's see. What are your best noise canceling headphones for airplane listen to music and movies? Ooh, I would have to say, don't know where they are, but my Sony MX4s. So those I would say are the go-to ones that I would always recommend for anyone. Now, they do make Sony MX5s as well, but the MX4s are just so much of a lower cost that I would just really recommend those over anything else in terms of it. So these ones are my go-to ones that I would recommend for noise-canceling headphones. For earbuds, for noise canceling, I will really say I have been very impressed by the Beats headphones, the Beats Plus earbuds. I have been using those a lot lately. And I would say for noise canceling, those are really some of the top ones. In audio quality, they're good enough to the point where I would say they're better than Jabra. I still say Soundcore, in my opinion, kind of beats them on audio quality only, especially because they can take more types of files, higher quality files than Beats. But yeah, those are the different ones. Let's see. But yeah, every time I go to the airport, the MX4s are my go-to ones that I would recommend to anyone for sure. Like, they're just so good, and they're 23% off right now. Normally $350, going for $269. So yeah, really good price right now. They do make a $400 version that's from the MX5s. Like most people, I think they actually traded a lot of stuff on the MX5s in terms of being able to close them down and make them more compact. The MX5s, you can't do that. So that's why I don't really go with the MX5s. I think MX6s will be the best of both worlds when we eventually get them. But for right now, if I were to go with Sony, I would go MX4s for the best overall quality package and price for as well. Let's see. I would love to be able to replace the battery myself. I mean, definitely it's a thing for sure. I think a lot of people would like to do that again. I think a lot of people would like to have micro SD cards again. Like there are things that we have lost along the way that a lot of people do not agree with. Let's see. So my Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 2019 screen came off and hit my face while watching Netflix last night. Still works after plugging back in the connectors. How did the screen come off? What? Like, that is insane. How did the screen come off? That is so weird. So weird. Whoa. How did the screen come? Like, has this been put through the ringer, or what is it? Let me know. Where did you get your education? Cal State Los Angeles. Yeah. Got my bachelor's, double bachelor's in marketing and management. The message that pops up every day is it's Google Maps that pops up and wants me to cancel or go to settings. Is it Google Maps or is it Google Chrome? I would be very curious to know that, because Google Maps, that's a very weird request. I'm not sure what it really would pop up for, except for like maybe Android Auto. But I don't know why that would pop up, wants me to cancel or go to settings. Like, I'm not sure what that would be. Very curious on that. I think replaceable batteries will lead to many people not replacing phones they already have. I mean, yes, but I will say that that's already a thing. Like, most people that I know now do not replace their phone for a minimum of 3 years now, which used to be 1 year and 2 years, respectively. And now most people, I would say, are 3 to 4 years even. So that is already happening. Like, people do not replace their phones as often because we've kind of hit, what do you call it, Moore's Law or whatever, that, it's just, it's less and less benefit. Like, what does the iPhone 11 compared to the iPhone 14 has really gained? Yeah, better cameras, better battery life, yada, 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 better camera, more cameras and all this kind of, like, yes, but at the same time, it's something else. So yeah, very unique in that aspect. Let's see. So I will say that I think it's more of that it would create more. I don't know how much more. What are you looking forward to most for Prime Day? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy anything for Prime Day at this moment. I will say probably the biggest thing is, like, there's a couple of sponsor videos I'll be doing. So, like, if I had probably done them earlier, getting paid before Prime Day would have probably been dangerous, right? Because that would have been like an influx of money, and I would have been like, ooh, what could I spend it on? In this case, I'm just going to be able to save that money up and, pay off stuff and everything like that. Do the responsible adult thing, which is good news for me. But yeah, no, I really, overall, I will say that when it comes to Amazon Prime Day, I think it's definitely a good time to build up your buy later stuff. So, what I mean by that is, just to give you a little bit into my psyche, I have some kid toys, right? These are normal price. If they go on sale, I'll buy them for Prime Day. I move everything into my save later list, and so I can get some stuff. This is for a new camera I'll be getting. This is something that I could definitely use to stable my stuff. As you can see, a lot of kid toys here for my son that I always save and don't necessarily buy. Some stuff for myself here and there, but mostly kid stuff. Batteries, extra long cables every once in a while. I've thought about getting this forever, but it costs too much. This one is kind of really cool. It's a smaller slider, which I could kind of use. Another motorized spinner that's shorter. All these different things that, I could get along the way. Different top-down looks of it. But yeah, these are just different things I've gotten or would recommend, kind of thing like that. But I will be building this out. And I also have a birthday list as well that I have on Amazon. So I'll be seeing any of those that are going on sale. But that's mainly, I don't have any big purchases this year that I'll be thinking of. I definitely have thought about a laptop changing over. Ever since I started recording with my new camera that I got, 4K footage has definitely slowed down my editing process on this laptop. So I will say that I'm looking forward to getting a new computer, but I honestly think that I'll save that because the ones that I want are not yet available. So I'm thinking I'm going to save that closer to down the line and get those later on down the line. Probably closer to Black Friday is when I'll probably get my new laptop. And I don't think I'll make any other big purchase besides smartphones this year. I don't need an 85-inch TV. Hey, Chronos DB, thank you so much for the super chat donation. I definitely appreciate it, sir. Your thoughts on Amazon locking one of their customers' account, shutting down his smart devices in his home? They thought he said something bad in one of their drivers, but this wasn't true. Too much power. Is this real? Wow. If this is real, yes, that is an invasion of privacy. For sure is how I would see it. But yeah, I have not heard about this. Amazon customer locked out for 1 week after Alexa heard a racist remark. This is an Eve magazine, Newsweek magazine. So it does look like this is, at least from a quick look. Obviously, I've not researched this, but this is a thing that happened. That is really crazy. Yes, it's a complete invasion of privacy. It's completely that it should not be allowed. And I know, we knowingly give up some of our rights when we have these products in our home and everything like that, but it's a whole thing about it that, there still should be some protections to reasonable doubt, but not to get political, but just to let you be aware of why so many of these cases are coming up and why there's overreaching on all sides. when the Supreme Court made a ruling earlier this year for the abortion thing, the more thing that it called into question across the United States was that the original ruling that had been kept for abortion had to deal with privacy. Because that was overturned now, there is no act of privacy now that protects your privacy, at least not at this time, to such a degree that we had before. So whether, again, not to get political on the whole abortion thing or whatever, or either side of the aisle, we don't talk about politics here, but I just want to let you know that for me, like, there should be a very standardized and very common sense based thing of privacy. But as of right now, it has never been on more shaky ground, and there's never been so many things going against it and calling it into question than since that overturn happened. So again, I don't care which side you're on, I don't care about any of that stuff. All I'm just saying is that is more called into question now, and the reason why it affects me as a tech influencer is because of the fact that, you know, we deal with tech privacy. When people ask me, like, you know, I had someone ask me earlier, like, hey, which is a better way to stream something that I shouldn't be, or, you know, wouldn't be, you know, kosher to do? Is it better to do it on my Wi-Fi, or is it better to do it on my mobile account? And I simply said, well, mobile is less strict, as where, like, internet service providers, ISPs, for home internet are a lot more strict than cell phone providers, just so you know, in terms of they're always more afraid of being sued and more afraid of you know, anything from torrenting and all that kind of stuff. They actively look for that more than mobile providers do. But one thing you should always do is just use a VPN for those kind of things. If you're doing anything you shouldn't be, or are questioning if you should, or definitely don't want anyone knowing, a VPN is the best way of doing any of that. So yeah. But yeah, let's see. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. The glue inside the tablet probably dried off like in a hot or humid climate. Yeah, no, I mean, I do get the physics of how it could have happened. I have not had that happen, and I have so many electronics older than that, newer than that, all that kind of stuff, and it's just always crazy to me when there is one weird situation like that. But yeah. I wish I could send you a picture. If you have like a Instagram or Twitter, just tag me on a photo if you post it or anything like that. Yeah, I would totally be down to do that. Or I think I still have my email in the description actually of this video. You could always do that. Just say who it is so I know to actually open it, because obviously I get tons of spam every day. Let's see. Any updates on the new Samsung Galaxy Watch? No, nothing new on the watch since, 3 weeks ago I think we had the last update on the watch. I forgot what it was now, but yeah, it looks like we're getting a physical bezel again for the Pro version. And then, yeah, that's all. That's the last thing I can remember. What do you primarily use your tablet for? So for my tablet, I would say multimedia is number one. Like, during my lunch, during my break, I don't use any other product. I use my tablet. Some earbuds, eat, enjoy, and consume content in the best possible way. That's what I use my tablet for most of the time. Every trip when I fly, I'm using my tablet. That is mainly what I use my tablet for. I do not use my tablet for gaming. I do not use my tablet much for productivity, although I have the capability of it. I have a keyboard case attached to it. But majority of the time, tablets, I feel, are the best for multimedia consumption. I think that's the best thing you could do for a tablet. I think you could try to make a tablet into a computer. You could try to make a tablet into all of these other products. But I think what they do better than any other product is consuming media. I think that's the best that any tablet does. I would rather watch anything on my tablet instead of my computer. Things like YouTube buffer and do much better job on Android than they do on Windows or on Apple. Like it's just so much better when it comes to encoding and decoding on Android than it does on Windows. It drives me crazy sometimes. The web browsing version compared to my tablet version is just so far superior. So yeah, those are the kind of things I would recommend. Sorry, it's getting a little hot in here. Just gonna do some sprays for my hair. All right. I draw a lot on watch Netflix on my tablet. Oh, that's cool. I love that you draw on it, man. That's really cool. I wish I had an artistic design. I was trying to come up with something the other day. I'll share it with you guys. Let me just pull up my Google, or no, what did I have that on? Did I have that on OneNote or on Samsung Notes? I think I had it on Samsung Notes. If any of you guys are artists and could do something like this too, hey, I would really appreciate it and, give you a shout out when it's finally made. As you guys know, I do all my shirts and they're always kind of like stuff inspired by other logos, right? So whether it be the Tesla Roadster font or like NWO font or Google font or Samsung logos or whatever. Like I always come up with stuff for the YouTube Tech Guy, stuff like that. New merch always on the links down below. So one kind of concept that I had, but I don't know how to make a high quality PNG version of this because I'm not that talented and I don't have any a Wacom tablet or anything like that. But what I've thought of doing is something along the lines of a Dragon Ball Z inspired logo. And the thing that I came up with was something along the lines of the letters YTTG inside of a circle for the YouTube Tech Guy. And again, I'm not an artist, fully admit it. This is the best that I've kind of come up with. Whoa. I don't know if I can get it to focus on that. Dang it. Why can't I have it focus on this? There we go. So that's the best I kind of came up with. Obviously, I'm not an artist, but I was trying to think of a Y at the top, TT down below, and the G is kind of the thing that brings it all together. Not that good of an artist, but that's what I was trying to do last week, coming up with a new design. But I would love to have something orange shirt with that on there, kind of inspired kind of stuff. But yeah, I love making my own merch that's unique to me. And yeah, whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. Thank you for everyone commenting in the chat, and if you are commenting, please leave a like down below as well. It helps YouTube's algorithm recommend this video more to people, so it does help me out. All right. Let's see. What is your favorite Bluetooth speaker? Oh man, that is such a hard question, to be honest. So there's a new one that I'm just testing out right now that I really was impressed by. What the heck is the name of this one? Is that the name of it? It just came out. Okay, I think this is the new one. Yeah, because this is the orange, the one that I got. All right. So yeah, so there are multiple different things I look for in a speaker. One is a Bluetooth speaker that I can travel with. So this is legit the one that I would put in like a carry-on bag, that like a 3-day trip to a week trip. This would be good for filling up a room. And it has this not only really cool design for that. I used to use the JBL Clip series, but this has something over those, which is not only is it really good sound quality and honestly louder than the Clip, but it has this strap that can go around things and that you can unhook and then wrap around and hook, which is much better than the Clip because the Clip can't hang to like a shower bar or something like that. So I have really loved this one a lot, and this is a Sony speaker, Sony Bluetooth speaker. So that is going to be one of them, right? So that's one. Then from here, we move on to a bigger Bluetooth speaker. Well, one of the best ones that I have personally used is the Bose SoundLink Flex, I think it's called. This one I got for my birthday last year. Have absolutely loved it. I do not think there is any speaker that I would recommend more to fill up a hotel suite or like a hotel with like a living room and a bedroom, or even a big living room at home or a 1-bedroom apartment. This is perfectly great for that. And this is the one that I take on my bigger travel trips. So if I'm going on vacation with the family for a week or more, this is what I'm taking for it. So that's this one. Bose. And then you can go bigger, of course, right? You can go like, okay, well, I want the biggest kind of speaker there is out there. There's lots of them. There's Sonos. There is Soundcore. I love their regular stuff. So although I haven't gotten a Soundcore speaker that I can remember, but I love their earbuds. So I would assume I would like their Bluetooth speakers. JBL is kind of like the one that I always, loved and recommended all the time. So it depends on the. I think there's so many good choices. One that I wasn't that impressed by was Raycon's. I just wasn't impressed by their quality on most of their stuff. They gave me stuff and I sent a lot of it back just because I just wasn't the biggest fan of that of their products. And I mean, they could have changed in 2 years' time, but that was one that I was just not impressed by that I know a lot of people talk about. Yeah. Probably a bit aggressive on replacing the glass screen protector. My face is good. I felt like a piece of paper hit me. Oh, wow, okay. Did you watch Secret Invasion? Yes, I did. What an ending. I will say that. I was surprised by that ending. And, we'll see how it goes. I think it was a good start. I'm curious to see how it goes. I will say that, like, as of right now, I'm like, it's the problem with a lot of Avengers movie or Avengers shows. Why aren't the Avengers there? Why aren't there more Avengers helping with this? Because at the end of the first episode, that's all I'm thinking. I'm like, call them up. Call up the team. Get them in. Because you need them for this kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. Amazon deserves to get sued for violating customers' rights. I would agree with that. It's definitely overstepping to me. Let's see. You do need an 85-inch R. Rawson, stop it. I do not. Small crack in the back of my Samsung Galaxy Fold. Will it affect trade factor for the Fold 5? Yeah, it will. I would go to Asurion's, I forget what they call it now, it used to be called You Break I Fix. Asurion took over that program or those stores. But they're in every state, I believe. So I would check to see how much they would charge you, so you can get a faster turnaround than Samsung would give. But sometimes Samsung is cheaper. So if you have a spare phone, that would be great. My wife's going through that right now too. She has a cracked S22 Ultra, so I'm debating on what to do with that. So yeah. All right. Did I see the OnePlus is coming with a fold? Did you review the new N30 yet? No, I did get the OnePlus 11 that I did a video on, and another video is coming as well for that one. But I have not gotten too many OnePlus devices, so no, they've not reached out to me about the Nord series. So no, I'm not going to be reviewing that one. Unfortunately, not many people saw my OnePlus video as it is, so it's not that much incentivized to go out and buy OnePlus devices. So yeah, it is what it is. If in 3 months I see the OnePlus 11 video took off, then maybe I will do the OnePlus foldable review coming out. But yeah, we did talk about it earlier on today. Yes, heat and constant 85, 90 degrees humidity. Oof, that hurts my soul. That's very humid. I'm a spoiled LA boy at heart, and yeah, I've gotten so spoiled with the weather. And as I've traveled, I've acknowledged that so much more. So yeah. Samsung mainly cares about the main display. If it turns on, you should be fine. Although I will say that is true, that Samsung mainly cares about the main display. I have had way too many people tell me that they've gotten denied by Samsung on products not being the value that they said they were going to be. I want to specify, I have never had, like, every product that I've sent into Samsung, I've gotten the full amount that I was suggested that I would get. I've never gotten under that, but I have had influencers, friends, family, just completely tell me otherwise, and even acquaintances too. So yeah, I can't say that won't happen. Let's see. Dragon Ball Z inspired logo. Oh yes. Ricky looks great. I suck at graphic design, but I do a semi-realism anime fan art most of the time. Oh, it's cool. Thanks. Yeah, man, that's cool. I am an idea person. I've always been an idea person, but in terms of implementing it's not always what I can do for sure. Greetings, Quiet. Hey, everyone. Hey, Kate Slater. It's been a while, man. Nice to see you again. Let's see. This was like about 85 here. I went to the Shuron recently to fix my Z Fold 4, and they broke my outer display, never fixed the inner one, so I had to bring it to Samsung themselves to fix everything. What the heck? Wow, I've only been to Asurion one time since they took it over. I loved You Break I Fix It. To me, they did a very good job. Never had a bad thing that I heard of happening. But since Asurion took over, the only thing I can say was when my mother-in-law had her phone cracked, it was within the 1-year warranty. And they were like, hey, we have this special thing with Google where we can do this for free within 1 year, and it's only going to be once, so that'll be used up. But she didn't have to pay anything, and it was literally with like an hour or two later, it was ready. So really cool for that instance, but obviously everyone's mileage will vary. But that's freaking crazy. They broke it and they didn't want to own up to it. Always take a picture. I guess, is the golden rule, right? Always take a picture of your products before leaving them. That's a good thing to do with cars or anything. All right. Are these linkable? I don't think Kim K was wasn't impressed with Ray J either. Raycon. You know, if you watch what is it, Parks and Rec, greatest comeback story. You know. Let's see. I'll check out your OnePlus 11 video, bro. Still rocking the 10 Pro. What about the Google Fold? Any idea? We talked about the Pixel Fold earlier. I'm getting it. I'm coming in. What I was shocked by, and let me know if anyone is surprised by this too, like, you know, this is the Fold 4. This is the case for the Pixel Fold. It's so cute. It's so little. It is so small. Like, I'm just like gripping it is just going to be freaking crazy. Like, I'm just very curious about how this will turn out. But yeah, it's so small. Is the OnePlus 11R worth the buy? I'm not sure about the R, but the OnePlus 11 in general is worth the buy. I think it's a great quality phone. I was very happy with it for the most part. Nothing bad to say about it. It was just nothing. Always the reason I have for Android is it better than Samsung, or is there some reason that I really should get this over Samsung? And OnePlus, for me, didn't give me that. Yes, it has a faster charger. Yes, it has some things like that, but nothing really stood out to me the most. Alright guys, I am going to have to wrap up because I do have to go take care of my son. My daughter gets out of cheer and all this kind of fun stuff. So, have to go be a dad. But it was great talking with you guys, and some videos coming out. I'm literally going to be recording late night tonight, so it's going to be a late one for me. Want to make sure I get those videos out for you guys. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I am finally healed up and back feeling great, so hopefully I will start cranking out some videos for you guys. Thank you guys again for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.